spend a lot of my time on this channel going after the far left because they have institutional power, and I think right now they represent a bigger threat culturally and politically. But the biggest threat that they pose is that they empower the far right, who I think 10 years from now, they will be the ones who need to be called out because it seems like all of their viewpoints are getting validated. And I want to show you this clip from Tucker Carlson about the conspiracy theories on the right, and how it seems like every day those conspiracy theories end up getting proved true.
You've heard a lot about the great replacement theory recently. It's everywhere in the last 2 days, and we're still not sure exactly what it is. Here's what we do know for a fact. There is a strong political component to the Democratic Party's immigration policy. We're not guessing this. We know this, and we know it because they have said so. They've said it again and again and again.
Imagine you're a Tucker Carlson viewer,
and magazine articles. They
a regular viewer watching this. Are you in a bubble?
Constantly. And they say, oh, wow, we are doing this because it helps us to win elections.
Blue wave is African American. It's white, it's Latino, it's Asian Pacific Islanders. It is made up of those who've been told that they are not worthy of being here. It is comprised of those who are documented and undocumented.
The blue wave is comprised of those people who are undocumented. That means illegal immigrants voting in elections. That's illegal. That's voter fraud. Now, we can chalk that specific thing up to she was high energy in the moment and was just making a broader point. I don't think that actually implies anything. Fine, that's a one-off.
Presidential cycles, you'll be on election night, you'll be announcing that we're calling the 38 electoral votes of Texas for the Democratic nominee for president. It's changing. It's going to become a purple state and then a blue state because of demographics.
The demographics of America are not on the side of the Republican Party. The new voters in this country are moving away from them, and instead they're moving to be independents or to even vote on the other side.
An unrelenting stream of immigration, non-stop. Folks like me who were Caucasian of European descent, for the first time in 2017, will be in an absolute minority in the United States of America. Absolute minority. Fewer than 50% of the people in America from then and on will be white European stock. That's not a bad thing. That's a source of our strength.
How is that the source of our strength? Now, that aside, here's the problem. The problem is you have people like, I don't know who this guy is. Who is this? Is this Ari something? Ari Melber on MSNBC, then accusing Tucker Carlson of peddling conspiracy theories.
A self-proclaimed white supremacist who adheres to replacement theory, something we have scrutinized and documented as a debunked conspiracy theory on this very program. As we pointed out to you, it is a conspiracy theory that surges in interest around two things. Mass shootings like this one, which have a shooter or alleged shooter who cites it, and when Tucker Carlson pushes it on his watched show.
Right.
Fox.
So MSNBC is saying Tucker Carlson is committing conspiracy or engaging in conspiracy theories, which then feeds into the idea that he should be censored or something like that. Excuse me. Then you have 2 days ago Chuck Schumer saying this.
Now more than ever, we're short of workers. We have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
So the replacement theory is that people in power want to replace the citizens here with immigrants and then have those immigrants vote for them. And Chuck Schumer just pointed out the replacement rate in terms of birth rates is not sustainable. So now we have a political reason to give citizenship to illegal immigrants. I am pro-dreamer. If you were brought here as a child and you've lived here your whole life, you're an American, okay, for all intents and purposes. And I think it's ridiculous that we would kick someone out of the country who's only ever known this country. But for other illegal immigrants, no, I don't think they should just be automatically granted citizenship. And the argument that, well, we need them because our population is not being replaced, it's like, that's replacement theory. That's the validation of the so-called conspiracy theory. And this is why the far right is gaining power, because stuff like this just validates what they've been saying the whole time. Now, the part about, well, it has to do with, Jewish people and all that stuff, it's like, yeah, of course there's nonsense added onto it, but Tucker Carlson doesn't say that stuff. And so when MSNBC says Tucker Carlson's engaged in a conspiracy theory, that's a lie. So as if we needed proof that, MSNBC is not a trustworthy news organization, but certainly Tucker Carlson, by all appearances, is more trustworthy than MSNBC, although I still hate Fox News for a variety of reasons. There's plenty of stuff that I'm doing stupid stuff. But my point is, this validates the far right. And this is the creepy part, because now you can start to see how this is going to end up. This is the trajectory we're on. Check out this.
Specialists operate. Watch this.
When did racism against white people become okay? Joe Biden put white people last in line for COVID relief funds.
True.
Kamala Harris said disaster aid should go to non-white citizens first.
I don't know about that one.
Liberal politicians block access to medicine based on skin color.
True.
Progressive corporations, airlines, universities all openly discriminate against white Americans.
True.
Racism is always wrong. The left's anti-white bigotry must stop. We are all entitled to equal treatment under law. America First Legal paid for this ad.
This is how escalations before civil war, civil conflict starts. It starts with the ads, and it's gone from this Twitter, it's just this, woke university students, to now campaign ads are being run on this. And money would not be spent on these campaign ads unless there was a genuine sentiment like this. And of course, anti-white racism is a real thing. And it's important to call that out so that we disempower, we take away the only reasonable talking points that the far right has, which is, yeah, anti-white racism is a real thing. People get discriminated for being white all the time. But that does not justify then saying, we're not going to allow immigrants into this country, or we're going to not allow Muslims in, or something like that. It's like the common sense center needs to always make the reasonable argument and say, the right is correct on this issue, the left is correct on this issue, and I'm not going to sit here and go, well, I don't want to call out anti-white racism because it might make me seem like a far right person. It's like, okay, cool. You're just giving the far right the power because they're the only ones talking about a legitimate issue. So mark my words, this is the beginning of the pendulum swing, and it will overcorrect from the left having the current cultural power right now to the right. And when that happens, I will call out their BS just as much as it's important to call out the left wing's gaslighting of people saying, demographic change and immigration has nothing to do with, replacing the current demographics here. It's like, oh, wait, it does. Anyway, good luck and Godspeed.